My name is Brian Craig. This is where it comes, this crash. And I got to tell you, just god awful. And this plane crash is why I don't like to fly. I mean, if you were watching my vlog when I went to Los Angeles last week, I went to the airport lounge to have a few drinks. Anytime I fly, I always have a few drinks, usually screwdrivers with Absolute. And just to take the edge off, flying's very dangerous. I don't like it. See what happened here, my goodness. And sadly, it reminds me of that terrible crash. I think it was when I was a kid, 82, when the Air Florida flight crashed in the Potomac in D.C. It's just god awful. And when I was young, there were a lot more plane crashes in the day. It seemed like they were happening all the time for a while, right? So we haven't had a major plane crash in the United States, excuse me, in a while, but it's terrifying. In fact, I was thinking about going to Washington soon, and I might put that trip off a little bit. I just don't like flying. I fly as little as possible. I like to stay on the ground. Now, with that being said, President Trump, and I'm going to go through this on the next stream, President Trump was asking questions about this Black Hawk helicopter. What was the Black Hawk helicopter doing in the flight path of commercial passenger jets flying into this airport? What was that all about? And as of this moment, we've not been given the identity of the pilots in that Black Hawk. They got to notify family and everything. But I hope it was just a true accident and not DEI. It very well could be. Looking at it now things could change in 5 minutes or 5 weeks as they investigate. But as it looks right now, President Trump, as always, is right that the Black Hawk helicopter is at fault. One thing when I fly, even when I've flown international, I always fly American Airlines. And I don't mean American Airlines like from the plane crash. I mean American-owned aircraft. And for the most part, there's reasons I do that, but for the most part, although it was not true on my last flight, I must tell you, to California, but for the most part, it was true on my flight back, but not on my flight to LA. For the most part, on American larger commercial jets, most of the pilots on the larger jets are U.S. military trained fighter pilots, either Air Force or Navy. And I have a little confidence with that, because a lot more confidence really, because American military trained jet pilots or naval aviators have all kinds of special training. They can handle all kinds of things. They learn how to, these big commercial jets you fly on, they practice taking those out of a complete stall in the air and regaining control of the aircraft and all of that. So those are things, I don't like to fly on small commuter jets, because you fly on small commuter jets, those guys, they could have gone to the flight school down the street. I like to fly on planes that have pilots with U.S. military training. And I know there's other countries that have training just as equal, but that's just me. I'm putting my life in the hands of these people. But with all this DEI business, both in the airline industry and in the military, you don't have the same trust in pilots that you used to have, do you? Who does? How can you? You know, one of the heads of one of the major airlines, I can't remember which one it is offhand, maybe somebody could tell me in the chat, last year talked about his DEI initiatives to make sure that they have a diverse group of pilots. Not the best pilots, but diverse. I want the best pilots. I don't care if they're Martians. I want the best pilots. No check marks. So, yeah. And so far as the military helicopter, the Black Hawk, you know, with the DEI military that we've had, we don't know who these pilots are. We just don't have, it's, you know, a lot of people are going to say today, you shouldn't question the, you know, is it DEI, you know, you shouldn't do that. I think it's on everyone's mind. I mean, President Trump said what everyone's thinking. It was avoidable. It was preventable, he said. President Trump said on True Social, preventable, and was laying blame on the Black Hawk pilots. So it maybe they're not DEI pilots, but don't feel that question should not be asked until we know. Because if these were DEI pilots, all DEI pilots need to be grounded. But we don't know yet. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. But I got to tell you, it's not unusual for military helicopters to be flying over Washington, D.C. So this is a very unusual thing, and I think it's safe to say, you can agree or disagree with a yes or no, but the Black Hawk has to be at fault here. It's just frightening. Frightening. And I'm sure you guys have seen the video of the guy whose wife is on the plane. He texted her 20 minutes till landing. I know, we all text home, oh, we're coming in. We'll be landing in a few minutes. And then this. Just so sad. Just so sad. And thankfully, we don't have Mayor Pete anymore as the Secretary of Defense. We got a real person who's competent as the, of Transportation. We don't have Mayor Pete as the Secretary of Transportation. We have someone who's competent. Sean Duffy. He'll get to the bottom of it. And he'll get to the bottom of it quick. And I'll tell you something. Our new Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, he's going to get to the bottom of those pilots in the Black Hawk, no doubt about it. Maybe they're not DEI. I don't know. They haven't been identified yet. But if they are, it is important to point that out. You know, people like to say, well, flying's the safest way to go. You know, you're more likely to get in a car accident. Yeah, but you're more likely to survive a car accident. A plane crash, unlikely to survive. People do. Amazing stories. But most of the time they don't. I'm running really super late today. Really super late. I'm going to the radio station today. Had to go to the radio station for something and then have some meetings up that way. And I left the house much later than I normally would when I'm going to the radio station. It's 59 degrees in sunny South Florida. But it's really just, the whole thing is just sad. It's god awful and it's sad. These poor people. Really. Now, if you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe, all right? If you're new, you'll love my content, I promise. This is where MAGA comes to talk. It was an American Airlines, small American Airlines jet. I've flown on those commuter jets many times. They're small, you know. Sometimes I've been in those jets when you know, there aren't many people in them. It's like having a private jet, but the quality of airline pilots is not what it once was. You know, I watch YouTubers from time to time that are pilots, and they have YouTube channels for all kinds of things, private pilots and commercial pilots, and mostly I watch it. I like to watch their takeoffs and landings to see how that operates from their viewpoint, mostly the landings. And you don't have the same quality of people that are pilots that you used to have. You just don't. A lot of it's like the LA Fire Department leadership, right? DEI people. You know, you used to get on an aircraft or there'd be a military helicopter flying over, and no matter what, you knew, oh, those are the best of the best. It's not that way anymore. They've lowered the standards so much. It's just not that way anymore. And we know it. But what are you going to do, right? Not fly. That's all you can do. I hope that it's not DEI at play. I hope the Black Hawk pilots just made a mistake, you know, and they're not incompetent DEI pilots. I really do. And but if they are, they've got to ground all DEI pilots, not just in the military, but even civilian, nationwide, immediately. You know, other thing, you know, because when you're dealing with the military right now, that's been run by Biden, of course people are going to think that. I've never seen something quite like this with a military helicopter and with the commercial flights in D.C. There's always military aircraft around D.C. That's just part of D.C. life. It's a very unusual happening. So, of course, that's one thing we're going to talk about on the program today, and also cover Trump's amazing plan to send the illegals to Guantanamo Bay, the more violent ones, which is just so smart. But, you know, President Trump, he's got so many balls up in the air. He's doing so much so fast, the fake news media cannot even keep up with it. Now we got the plane crash. So the media just they're not able to keep up and try to attack him for anything he's doing because he's doing so much at one time. But sending the violent illegals to Gitmo is a perfect solution. But I'm not sure, you know, there's a lot to talk about with that, because what President Trump said is the ones that are so dangerous, he doesn't trust their home countries to keep them, and he doesn't want them returning. So what does that mean? Are they going to be tried down there? How's it going to work? We don't really know, not yet, at least. Yeah, I'm running really late this morning. Oh, boy. I'll still be there on time, but it takes me a little bit of time to get set up at the radio station, so it's going to be really cutting it close. I left about 20 minutes later than I like to leave in the morning. I need that setup time. Well, Menendez, with his sentencing, you know, what Menendez is thinking, why am I going to prison? They're all doing it. You know, as an example, the fake Indian herself, Elizabeth Warren, who was attacking Bobby Kennedy yesterday. Elizabeth Warren takes millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry. Those are bribes. You know? So Menendez is like, why are they hassling me? Everyone's doing it. His daughter is one of the anchors on MSNBC. $11 years is a long time. That's like life sentence for a guy like him. I'm surprised he didn't weasel a pardon from Biden. They knew each other very, very well. Now he's trying to get a pardon from Trump. Good luck with that, Menendez. Gold Bar Menendez. Oh, this just sucks. I don't like being pressed for time when I'm going on the air. It's not good. And I've gotten stopped by like every damn light. But there's a lot to cover today. I just don't know. You know, when a lot of people don't understand when you do a show like I do, and there's breaking news, like, you know, I remember this with the building collapse, when that building collapsed in Miami. I talked about it a little bit the day that it happened. It happened at night, you know, I'm on the air in the morning. And you're like, well, why aren't you talking about that? Well, what do you say? You know, if you're doing when something like that's happening, you don't have a lot of detailed information. What do you say about a building collapse? What do you say about a plane crash? I mean, I got some things I'm going to cover on it, but, you know, even the news, they're just repeating the same 4 or 5 things over and over again, and every once in a while they'll have a new piece. They'll bring a new talking head to repeat the same thing in a different way, so it sounds new. But when there's something like this happening, you don't have a lot of new information or detailed information because it's happening. It doesn't lend itself really to a discussion. However, I do have some things to say about the plane crash, which I'll say, and take your calls on the next stream. Another damn red light. This just sucks. Another red light. Holy smokes. When it rains, it pours. I mean, I got to be on the air in 50 minutes. I like to be set up, all ready to go by now. Now, if you're new, guys, make sure you subscribe. I was going to, the weather's so nice today, I was going to bring the MAGA scooter, my Vespa, to work today. But I have to leave really early to do that because I take the back roads on the Vespa. But I left too late. It takes a really long time to get there on the Vespa. Oh my gosh. But it's fun. I love riding the Vespa at night early. You know, I take back roads, so there's no cars. And one or two roads that I take, not only are there no cars, no traffic, it's just beautiful driving through open land, and it's so beautiful in the morning. There's this one road I go down, and there's a palm tree farm on each side of the road, and it's so cool at night on the MAGA scooter. I gotta stop off and get coffee still. I'll make it in time, but, you know. If I leave at a certain time, pretty much on the dot, I don't hit any lights. You know, so I got that all down, but today was a big mess up. And I had to go to the gas station. I had no gas in my car. But here I am, another freaking light. Another light. I can't tell. Usually I get all the way here, no lights, maybe one. I've hit every light. Now the lights are short, so that's good. You know. But this light, there's no damn cars or traffic. I don't even know why this light's red. This is insane. No cars are coming. There's no need for this light to be red. This is why I like using my own studio. I don't have to worry about this. Now, I got a big announcement today from My Pillow. I got a call. I'm going to be promoting this because this will end without notice quickly, you know. And you guys know if you want to support my content, go to mypillow.com and use my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. Now, for a while, it's been free shipping on orders over $75 with my promo code Kane. Now it's free shipping on all orders of any size, no matter how big or small, with my promo code Kane and checkout, Kane. Free shipping site-wide with my promo code Kane and checkout, Kane. So this is your time to load up. Valentine's Day is up. I talked to my wife last night. Today we're going to order a few things for my daughter. Some towels, some sheets. Free shipping on everything with our promo code Kane and checkout, Kane. Mike Lindell's office called me yesterday to tell me, and I was like, what? Good deal. Oh man, oh man. I'm almost to Starbucks. This guy just went through this red light. Didn't even slow down. He went through a red light, and this is a pretty big intersection. Holy smokes. He must be in his phone. Like, I got the phone on, but I'm not, looking at it. Unless I'm stopped. I'm not looking at the chat or anything else. That guy's doing something he shouldn't be doing. Pretty scary. That's why when a light turns green, you got to wait a moment. It could be an idiot like that coming through and kill you. Maybe he's a DEI driver. Well, I'm pulling up to the coffee shop. So listen, guys, if you're new to my channel, my name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure you subscribe. If you're already subbed, do me the favor of liking the video. On the next stream, I'll be taking live calls. We'll be talking about President Trump's accurate comments on the plane crash. All right? Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the